What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Dan here from Cryonoir. Getting into game development can be a daunting experience, particularly to begin with. There are lots of buzzwords flying around and things that you might not know. So this is my handy list of things to know if you are either a game developer or you are just, getting into gaming. And to help make this a little easier, I've put this in an alphabet list thing. So this is my alphabet guide to gaming. A is for anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing is where the game smooths out all the jagged lines caused by everything being drawn by squares. The more it is anti-aliasized, the more work your computer or console will have to do, so the slower the game will run. Unless you have a PC Master Race GPU with CUDA cores and Tensor cores and GDDR5X with memory bandwidth bus SLI. Plus, it makes the image all blurry, so just run your game at 8K on a 20-inch monitor and it'll look fine. B is for Brackies. He makes videos about Unity and he has a funny accent, so you know he's good. Check him out. C is for Code, obviously. Code is all the writing that makes your game work. You put in variables and strings and X over Y times the power of Grayskull, and games come out the other end. D is for DRM. That's where publishers punish people for buying their games instead of just pirating them by putting extra shit in the games to check every 5 seconds to make sure that they still have a legitimate copy. That is until the servers are shut down for good, and then the game never works again. E is for Engine. A game engine is a program that's got lots of code in it so that the computer can understand the code that the game developers write, so that game happens. No matter which engine you choose, someone on the internet will tell you that there's a better engine, or that the engine you're using is a hobby engine, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Just like Gandhi always said, fuck that bad noise, man. F is for FPS, which is frames per second, or first person shooter, or it could be for FOV. Fuck it, why not? FPS is frames per second, which is a number of still images drawn to the screen to fool your stupid human brain into thinking it's watching movement. 60 FPS is the baseline, unless you want your game to look all cinematic, in which case 30 frames per second is the golden number. More frames, more better. It's smoother, it's more responsive. Aim for as high as you can by turning the resolution or settings down, then turn them on one by one so that your game doesn't look like total ass, but you want to try and keep your frame rate at the top end of the double digits. Unless you're on console, in which case don't worry about it, Ubisoft knows best. First person shooter is games where you look through the character's eyes like an all-consuming brain parasite that's hijacked the body and the mind and makes them kill and kill and kill and kill just to satiate its ever-growing bloodlust and desire for suffering. FOV, or field of view, is how much the parasite can see. G is for graphics. That's what you're looking at. The more shiny, the more better. And it's a good way of distracting from the fact that your game is either short as fuck, or dull as fuck, or full of ways to milk gamers' Cheeto-covered teats for every nickel in them. H is for harassment. Harassment is a word used to describe jokes that you don't understand, or criticism of your poorly researched ideas.
That we notice the protagonist's butt. Their butt, while going to almost absurd lengths to avoid calling attention to the butts of others. For the purposes of this video, I tried to get a glimpse of Batman's rear end, but it's as if his cape is a high-tech piece of Wayne Industries equipment designed to cover up his butt at all costs. Butt covering. I is for INI files. This is where you need to go to fix Bethesda's broke-ass games. J is for Jim Sterling. Fuck that guy and the crippled mule that he rode in on. Just because he's funny and hates EA doesn't mean that he knows what the fuck he's talking about the rest of the time. When he can get even a prototype of a game working in Unity, then I might fucking listen. K is for keyboard and mouse versus control pad. Really, I don't give a shit. Keyboard and mouse is better for accuracy and speedy turning about, so if you're going to play online with other people, use that or you're going to get your shit pushed in, but it's absolute ass for driving games. Honestly, I only use keyboard and mouse if I'm playing online, which I don't do very often because I play games to get the fuck away from other people, so mostly I just play with a 360 controller. Oh, and it's fucking wired as well because I hate batteries. L is for leveling system. It's a system for artificially lengthening your game or adding the illusion of depth and progression by removing basic mechanics and making the players grind for them. M is for MVP, or Marvel vs. Capcom. How fucking good is that game? Minimum viable product is the absolute bare bones of a game so that you can test it before you start adding all the shiny, noisy, money grabby shit. If it's fun to interact with when it's just squares and blocks, then it's probably okay, and it will be fine when it's all shiny. Unless you carve really important chunks out of it,
it to sell them to people for extra later down the line, or you fuck up the ending and ruin a perfectly good trilogy and make every player that played it feel like they wasted their time. N is for NPC. An NPC is a non-playable character that the player may or may not be able to interact with. Their behavior is generated by developers writing behavior scripts that govern the NPC's actions. There are simple examples like the Goombas in Mario that move back and forth, right the way up to more complex examples like CNN anchors and late night talk show hosts.
Trump! Believe women! Come on! I mean really! Refugees welcome! Misogyny! Transphobia! Orange man bad! Trust us!
No matter how complicated and believable their behaviour may be, their behaviour is pre-scripted and predetermined by the developers.
And they have no soul.
O is for optimization. Optimization is fixing all the code in your game so that it runs as well as it can do. By getting rid of duplicated code and other cool tricks, you can make sure that your game is at its best. It also helps to make sure that your game is using the hardware efficiently and not, for example, only one CPU of a multi-CPU console, like what happened with the Sega fucking Saturn and the Atari Jaguar, god damn it! P is for parallax scrolling. Parallax scrolling is where you have multiple layers of 2D images moving at different speeds to give the illusion of depth in a 2D game. There's nothing really funny about that. Q is for Q&A, or quality assurance, a process of rigorously testing a game to find out all of its bugs, flaws and glitches, or as Bethesda likes to call it, customers. R is for Radeon, which is a brand name of AMD's graphics cards, which need to hurry the fuck up and become an actual threat to Nvidia so that they aren't the only game in town. S is for Steam, the once horrific DRM system designed to prevent gamers from playing Half-Life 2 unless they had an internet connection, grew into the best thing that's happened to PC gaming since the advent of DirectX and discrete GPUs. It then turned into such a big money spinner for Valve that they stopped making games and just started selling games, making them another GameStop, only without a physical location where you can go and punch the employees.
It is ma'am, motherfucker!
T is for textures, which makes blocks and stuff look like walls and trees and cars, and makes triangles look like boobs. U is for Unreal or Unity. Unity, the answer is Unity. V is for variables and vectors. Ooh, I'm hard now. W is for World of Warcraft. Leroy Jenkins, and I don't know. And finally, X, Y, and Z are for the X, Y, and Z axis. All game movement is calculated on an X, Y, and Z. So X is lefty righty, Y is uppy downy, and Z is inny outy. And that's literally all you need to know to be a game developer. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you very soon. Cheerio now. Bye bye.